Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. I'm Tracy, and I currently serve as the manager of 3D Educational Technology Innovations at the Center of Excellence in Teaching and Learning at Western University of Health Sciences. It's truly a pleasure to be back at my alma mater and have the opportunity to lead today's presentation. Our session today is titled, Harvesting the Potential of AI in Your Classroom. As we gather here in the season of pumpkin spice lattes, leaves changing colors, and the cozy embrace of warmer clothing, I've infused our presentation with a thematic touch to set the mood for this wonderful season. Before we dive into today's presentation, I'd like to make a brief disclosure statement. As you can see on the screen, I want to emphasize that I have no actual or potential conflict of interest in relation to this presentation. Additionally, I do not endorse or recommend any specific product or service mentioned or shown here today. The views and opinions expressed in this presentation are entirely my own and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Western University of Health Sciences. It's important to me that you have complete transparency regarding the content we'll be discussing today. Let me share a bit about myself. I'm Tracy, and I'm currently based just a few miles down the road at Western University of Health Sciences in the vibrant downtown Pomona area. We're a graduate medical university with 8 different colleges on our Pomona campus, and we have 2 colleges at our satellite university up in Lebanon, Oregon. In my current role at the university, I have the privilege of overseeing a remarkable team of innovators. Our team specializes in developing cutting-edge technology solutions to help our faculty teach complex subjects. We cover a wide spectrum of projects, from professional videography to 3D printing and digital animations to creating mobile applications for medical learning and crafting immersive learning simulations in virtual and augmented reality. Over the past year, we've also been heavily involved in leveraging generative artificial intelligence in our technology solutions. Before taking on this role, I served as the manager of the Instructional Design and Learning Development team, working my way up from an instructional designer when I first joined the university. Prior to my time with Western U, I had the pleasure of being part of the Cal Poly community. I worked in the Office of Admissions and Outreach, as well as the Office of Outreach, Recruitment, and Educational Partnerships. During my tenure, I had the incredible opportunity to oversee the campus tour program, which welcomed over 30,000 visitors each year. I led a fantastic team of 20 to 60 students, and I must say, those were some of the most memorable years of my life. While at Cal Poly, I also pursued my master's degree in educational multimedia, which was a truly enriching experience. And currently, I'm on the final stretch of my doctoral journey, pursuing a PhD in learning technologies at the University of North Texas. My research focus has been on the impact of generative AI. So, as you can see, my journey has been quite the educational adventure, and I'm thrilled to be here today to share my insights with all of you. Before we delve into today's presentation, let's take a moment to gauge where our audience stands. I have 2 quick questions for you. Question number 1, how comfortable are you with ChatGPT? Question number 2, have you previously used ChatGPT in your classroom? You can either scan the QR code provided or find the link at the bottom of your screen. Let's take a moment for everyone to answer these questions so we can better tailor our session to your needs. Thank you for taking the time to respond. We can take a look at the insights from our audience. Please note that this data was recorded during the live session and represented the audience at the time of that presentation. In preparation for today's presentation, I wanted to add a touch of creativity to our learning objectives. And I have to admit, I had a little help from ChatGPT to infuse some autumn pumpkin spice latte magic into them. So, here's what we've brewed up. Learning objective. Number 1. Today, we'll be brewing a knowledge latte, breaking down complex concepts about AI and its terminology. Consider it a delightful sip of understanding. Learning objective. Number 2, we'll embark on a journey to harvest ChatGPT's potential and explore the various applications of AI tools. We'll also dive into how you can seamlessly integrate ChatGPT into your classroom, making it as cozy as your favorite autumn sweater. Learning objective. 3. Imagine an orchard of educational resources, laden with some of my favorite AI teaching tools. We'll explore this bountiful list and discuss how these tools can enhance your teaching. Learning objective. Number 4. Finally, we'll wrap up our session by weaving warm, ethical threads. We'll delve into policies and ethics surrounding AI, ensuring that our educational tapestry remains responsible and compassionate. Okay, let's make this journey as enriching as a sip of that pumpkin spice latte. Fantastic. We're about to embark on a journey where we'll brew a knowledge latte, and it's going to be an intriguing experience. In this part of our session, we'll take a moment to savor the flavors of AI by breaking down some of the fundamental concepts. So grab your intellectual mugs and let's dive into the basics of AI. Let's take a moment to delve a bit deeper into ChatGPT. Believe it or not, ChatGPT is about to celebrate its very first birthday on November 30th, 2023. It's been quite a year of learning and growth. Now, the name GPT might not roll off the tongue smoothly, but it's essential to understand what it represents. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, and it's a cornerstone in the world of natural language processing. It's essentially a model that has been pre-trained on vast amounts of data to talk and generate text as if it were human. It's the wizardry behind the scenes that makes conversations with AI feel so natural. However, it's worth noting that as of this recording, the training data for ChatGPT was last updated in September 2021. So, everything that has happened in the last 2 years has not been cataloged by the system yet. That's a reminder that AI is continually evolving and adapting. When OpenAI released ChatGPT, it sparked something of an arms race among top tech companies. They were eager to follow suit with similar technologies. Some notable examples include Google's Bard, which is now integrated into Google Chrome, and Microsoft's Bing, which utilizes OpenAI's platform to enhance its capabilities. Amazon, too, joined the race by investing a whopping $4 billion in Anthropic Cloud recently. And hot off the press, Google has just invested an additional $2 billion in Anthropic earlier this week. It's safe to say that the AI landscape is evolving rapidly. Now, if you take a look at your screens, you'll see some handy cheat sheets showcasing various AI apps. These resources will be available for you at the end of our session today, so you can explore further on your own. Let's keep this momentum going. Now let's dive into how the AI gets its training. One of my favorite examples of this process comes from an online platform, code.org. Interestingly, my daughter introduced me to this when she was taking a high school computer class, and I found it to be a genius way of explaining the concept. On your screen, you'll see a simple yet effective example. Here, we're tasked with training the AI to distinguish between a fish and, well, not a fish, which could be anything from trash to treasure. The AI starts with a blank slate, unsure of what's what, and it's up to us to guide it. Imagine the highlighted image at the forefront is a fish, while the one next to it is something else entirely. As part of the training process, we teach the AI to recognize the patterns that categorize an image as a fish or not. It's a bit like teaching a pet to do tricks, except it's a digital brain absorbing information. Once we feel that we've trained the AI sufficiently, we hit continue, and it reveals how well we've done or where there's room for improvement. It's a fascinating glimpse into the AI training journey, and it showcases how human input is vital in shaping the AI's understanding of the world. Now let's take a look at the summary screen, and as you can see, my attempt at training the AI data didn't quite hit the mark. According to the AI, everything from crabs and jellyfish to turtles found their way into the fish category. Yes, they all reside in the ocean, but are they technically fish? Certainly not, and it gets even more amusing. The AI, based on my training, seems to think that everyday items like light bulbs, socks, coffee cups, and even oil cans are fish. It's quite the blunder, isn't it? This little exercise serves as a simplified example of how AI is trained, but imagine this process unfolding on a much grander scale with vast datasets. It underscores the importance of precise and meticulous training to ensure that AI understands the world accurately. After all, we wouldn't want our digital assistants mistaking a coffee cup for a fish in everyday conversation. Next, let's look at the fascinating world of predictive text, which is at the heart of what ChatGPT does. Here's a simplified breakdown of how it works. Step 1, it starts with a sequence of 4 words, like the optometry student wants, and then it predicts the next word, say, to. Step 2, it continues by considering the next 4 words to learn about vision and predicts the word corrections. Step 3, this pattern continues with the next 4 words predicting the next word and so on. It's easy to see how the message can become a bit predictable as it goes on, and sometimes the context of the conversation might get a little lost due to the model's focus on predicting just that next word. The primary goal of this system is to predict what comes next, and it does it brilliantly. However, it's important to recognize that, like a skilled but sometimes overly zealous fortune teller, it can occasionally lead us down an unexpected path. But hey, that's the charm of working with AI, isn't it? Now that we've laid the groundwork with the basics, it's time to dive into the exciting realm of harvesting ChatGPT's potential and explore how we can harness its power in the classroom. So grab your intellectual shovels and let's start digging into the possibilities. Let's talk about the art of crafting prompts. The better the prompt, the better the response you'll receive from your AI chatbot. Many experts have offered frameworks and guidance on prompt engineering, and for today's presentation, I've selected one that I find particularly effective. It goes by the acronym PREP, which stands for Prompt. Start by introducing your question or topic. Role. Give your prompt a distinctive voice or role. Explicit. Be crystal clear in your instructions. Parameters. Set the parameters for the answers you're seeking. When you put it all together, your prompt might look something like this. Create a classroom activity that helps students understand what topic sentences are and how to develop their own. You are a college professor teaching first-year composition at a community college. The activity should have 2 parts. First, the professor gives a mini lecture on topic sentences, and second, students work in small groups to practice writing. The entirety of the activity should take 40 minutes to complete. By using this PREP framework, you can create a strong prompt to help ChatGPT generate a robust response. Let's take a closer look at the practical benefits of using ChatGPT for crafting detailed lesson plans. In this example, I asked ChatGPT to design an active learning lesson plan for an intermediate accounting course using the PREP framework. As you can see, the response I received from ChatGPT is incredibly thorough. It not only provides a title and topic for the lesson, but also outlines course objectives, lists necessary materials, and breaks down the lesson plan into manageable chunks with specified time allocations. It even includes homework assignments and assessment components. Now, I'll be the first to admit that it might not be perfect, but it's an exceptional starting point for enhancing your course materials or trying out something entirely new. The flexibility and depth of detail that ChatGPT can provide in response to prompts like this are truly remarkable and can be a valuable resource for educators. A link to the full active learning example can be found by clicking on the button located in the top right of your screen. Let's check out another example, this time focusing on quiz question generation. Once again, we're using the PrEP framework to craft a robust prompt for ChatGPT. The task at hand is to compose quiz questions for a biochemistry assessment. Imagine you're the instructor responsible for designing a quiz to evaluate your students' grasp of key concepts in biochemistry. With the PrEP framework, we set clear guidelines for the quiz, specifying that it should include 15 questions in total, featuring a mix of multiple choice, true-false, and short answer questions. But here's what makes this example particularly handy. ChatGPT goes the extra mile. Not only does it generate these quiz questions for you, but it also provides answers. And for those free-form questions or short essays, it even offers ideal responses. This not only saves you valuable time, but also ensures that you have a well-rounded assessment tool in your hands. Let's face it, creating quizzes can be a time-consuming task, and ChatGPT makes it remarkably efficient and effective. Again, a link to the full example can be found by clicking on the button located in the top right of your screen. Here's a compelling example that demonstrates how ChatGPT can work its magic in the realm of medical education. This request came from a group of administrators at a recent conference I presented at, primarily dealing with the complexities of medical education. They had a challenging task at hand, creating a metaphor for a difficult clinical concept. Now, usually it's best to have a specific concept in mind, but I kept it deliberately vague with the phrase clinical concept to see what ChatGPT could come up with. The prompt was simple yet specific. Develop a practical metaphor to explain the clinical concept of immunization to patients. Imagine being a healthcare educator tasked with simplifying these complex medical ideas for patients, enhancing their understanding and compliance. The metaphor had to be concise and suitable for use in brief conversations or patient education materials. And what did ChatGPT conjure up? A wonderful creative metaphor likening immunizations to the shield of invisible armor, framing them as invisible guardians and protectors of a castle. It's a brilliant example of how ChatGPT's creativity can bring clarity to even the most intricate medical concepts. The power of metaphor in medical education can't be understated, and ChatGPT delivers it with finesse. Once again, a link to the full example can be found by clicking on the button located in the top right of your screen. Let's jump into another remarkable example of how ChatGPT can be a game changer in medical education. Here at our campus, we place significant emphasis on case-based learning scenarios to prepare our students for real-world healthcare encounters. Yet, developing these scenarios, though incredibly valuable, can be a time-consuming endeavor. With the PrEP framework, we're able to streamline this process and create robust case scenarios that provide our students with immersive learning experiences. Here's how it works. We asked ChatGPT to create a case-based learning scenario for healthcare professionals to understand the management of a patient with diabetes. In this virtual scenario, you step into the shoes of a healthcare educator tasked with designing a training scenario for medical students. The goal is to simulate a real-world situation involving a patient with diabetes, focusing on their care. And what did ChatGPT conjure up? Meet John Smith, a 55-year-old male with type 2 diabetes diagnosed a decade ago. The scenario includes his A1C levels, vital signs, and various challenges tied to his medical condition. Now, it's essential to note that, as with anything generated by ChatGPT, it should be reviewed by a professional. The case I've presented here today was prepared for illustration purposes only and has not been reviewed by a medical expert. This showcases the practicality and versatility of ChatGPT in generating detailed case scenarios, ultimately enhancing medical education and research. Click the button in the top right corner to download the entire case example. Finally, let's explore an intriguing concept that doesn't quite follow the prep framework, but can be a powerful educational tool. It involves having students critique ChatGPT's work. In the early days of AI like ChatGPT, there was a fair bit of discussion about responses being incorrect or superficial. However, it's worth noting that over the past year, significant refinements have been made, and the quality of responses often depends on the prompt given to the AI. In this unique approach, we aim to teach students not to take responses at face value, but rather to critically analyze the information they receive. Here's how it works. Let's say you assign a writing task to your students. They take the prompt you provide and input it into ChatGPT to see what it generates. Once they receive ChatGPT's output, their job is to critique the response. They'll outline what the AI got correct and, equally importantly, what it got incorrect. But we're not stopping there. Another exciting aspect of this assignment is to challenge students to find peer-reviewed sources that support or enhance the assertions made by ChatGPT. It's a flipped way of learning, where the AI's response becomes a catalyst for further research and critical analysis. When students complete this assignment, they'll submit 3 key components. 1. The prompt they entered into ChatGPT. 2. ChatGPT's original output response. 3. An edited or cited document that enhances the information provided by the AI. This approach not only fosters critical thinking, but also teaches students how to validate information and use AI as a tool for research and learning. It's a fantastic way to harness the power of AI in education while honing essential analytical and research skills. Now, let's transition to our educational orchard, where we have a cornucopia of fantastic tools and resources waiting for you. These are the tried and true tools that I've personally used and found to be very beneficial, and I'm thrilled to share them with all of you. So, let's stroll through our orchard and discover these ripe resources that can transform your teaching and learning experiences. During this segment, in the live presentation, we broke out into a Think, Pair, Share activity. Each group was tasked with reviewing the applications found within the resource website provided. This special website was prepared just for this presentation and features a page filled with cool apps and tools. You can access this page through the QR code on the screen or by following the bit.ly provided link at lovenundo3epp. The audience spent a few minutes exploring these apps and sharing their discoveries with their neighbors. The goal was to discover fresh and exciting tools that can enhance your teaching and learning experiences. Take a moment to review the website and return to this presentation when you're ready to continue. Our final learning objective for today delves into the ethical threads surrounding AI in education, particularly the development of policies and ethical considerations. Now, this is a vast and complex topic, one that often leaves us with more questions than answers. But that's the beauty of it, raising questions, exploring the ethical landscape, and considering policies that align with responsible AI use in education. So, let's embark on this journey together, and I'll do my best to shed light on some of the key aspects while acknowledging the complexities that lie ahead. As we venture into the realm of AI ethics and policies, let's consider these 8 thought-provoking questions. These questions serve as conversation starters, guiding us through the complex landscape of responsible AI use in education. Each question opens a door to a world of ethical considerations, risks, and potential benefits. Pause and consider these questions as you move forward with your AI journey. Explore these questions and strive to unravel the intricacies of AI's role in education while keeping our commitment to ethical and responsible practices at the forefront. Ethical AI use in education should ensure student privacy, support diverse learning needs, and uphold data security through clear policies. Educators should use AI as an enhancement to teaching, not a replacement, maintaining human interaction, transparency, accountability, and measures to eliminate bias must be embedded in AI systems to guarantee equitable student outcomes. Student involvement in AI policy development is essential for addressing their concerns. Finally, AI policies should align with institutional regulations for a unified approach. As we navigate the labyrinth of AI policies and their implementation, it's clear that this is a field where the pace of change can leave us feeling like we're trying to catch up. Just this week, we've seen new policies from the White House, and it's a testament to the rapid evolution of AI in education and beyond. Back in July, I embarked on the journey of crafting our university's AI policies. However, as many of you in academia know, it's often a slow-moving machine. I've received one round of revisions, but there are more policy committees to navigate before these policies become official. The challenge is clear. We must keep up with the accelerating pace of technology without compromising on the integrity of our policies. My strategy for developing our policies involved creating a structured framework. This includes a university policy statement, a college policy statement, and a comprehensive set of resources for both faculty and students. It's like building a policy umbrella with various layers of guidance and support underneath it. Today, I'll share some key insights from this ongoing policy development process, giving you a glimpse into how we're addressing AI policies within our university. While the journey is ongoing, it's essential to keep forging ahead, ensuring that our policies align with the dynamic world of AI in education. Now, let's take a closer look at some tangible examples from our ongoing AI policy development process. These are actual policy statements that can be included in course syllabi, providing clarity to both faculty and students on the use of AI in the classroom. Within our draft policy, we've crafted multiple versions of these statements to accommodate different preferences. Faculty members can choose the one that aligns best with their teaching approach. We've categorized them into 3 options: embracing AI, limited use of AI, and prohibiting AI. Each option reflects a different level of AI integration into the classroom. Here, I have provided one example of each level. However, you will find many different variations of each of these examples on the resource website developed to supplement this presentation. By allowing faculty to select the statement that suits their style, we're creating a flexible framework that empowers educators to define the AI boundaries for their courses. This clarity is essential for ensuring that both faculty and students are on the same page from day one of the term. During my journey of crafting our university's AI policies, I created a resource that has proven to be quite valuable not only to our institution, but to the broader academic community. I put together a Padlet board, which is like a digital bulletin board, featuring a collection of AI policies from various colleges and institutions. On this board, you'll find links to the policies themselves, along with comments highlighting specific aspects that I found beneficial in each university's policy. It's become a robust repository of AI policies, and I'm pleased to share it with all of you. You can use the QR code on the screen or use the link provided to locate the resource. What's even more exciting is that this Padlet board has evolved into a collaborative space. Others in the academic community have contributed their findings, enriching the board with even more policies and insights. I encourage you to explore, discover, and find elements that resonate with your institution's needs. I encourage you to explore this Padlet board on your own time, and please feel free to add any new policies that you discover that may not have been included yet. Let's leverage our collective knowledge to navigate the world of AI policies together. As we near the conclusion of our day, I'd like to leave you with a simple yet powerful question. What was one key takeaway from our session today? In the whirlwind of information and ideas, what's the one thing that stood out to you, sparked your curiosity, or left an impression? During the live session, the audience was invited to share their insights and take a moment to reflect and share their key takeaways with the group. Thank you for taking the time to respond. We can take a look at the insights from our audience. Please note that this data was recorded during the live session and represented the audience at the time of that presentation. As we wrap up today's session, I'd like to leave you with a few final thoughts. First and foremost, I encourage you to empower your staff to explore the world of AI in education. Help them understand the benefits it can bring to both faculty and students, as it's a tool that can truly shape the future of education. Stay informed and stay inspired. Subscribe to newsletters, follow influencers in the AI education space, and participate in webinars. Don't hesitate to take courses or attend workshops to deepen your knowledge and expertise. Above all, I urge you to embrace the future of AI in education wholeheartedly. It's a transformative force that's here to stay, and we don't want to get left behind. Let's continue working together to create engaging, interactive, and effective learning environments for our students. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing how AI will enrich your classrooms and educational experiences in the seasons to come. Now, I'd like to open the floor to any questions you may have. Feel free to ask about AI in the classroom, policies, tools, or anything else related to our discussion today. Your questions are valuable, and I'm here to provide insights and guidance. Please connect with me on LinkedIn at tmore2. Again, use the link on the screen to access the vast amount of resources from today's presentation. A special note for this asynchronous recording. This presentation was created with the support of AI tools. Thank you to ChatGPT for polishing the presentation outline, applying it to the seasonal narrative, and assisting with drafting the final narrated script. Thank you to DALL-E 3 for the creative spin on image generation, combining AI, pumpkin spice coffee, and autumn-themed graphics. And thank you to 11 Labs and their voice cloning technology. This enabled me to clone my own voice and use AI to narrate today's script. It's truly amazing what can be done with artificial intelligence and generative AI.